Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to another episode in the Metallica 40 series. In this episode, we're going to be talking about these two albums, Load and Reload, and we're going to be constructing the ultimate Reloaded album. Now, I got this idea from a guy called CKN. I don't know if you know him. He done a video like this a couple of years ago, and ever since he done it, I thought I've got to do a video like that one day. So here we are. But yeah, I like both of these albums, but there's a lot of filler on both. So yeah, we can definitely make an improved album, which I think quite a lot of people might agree with. But it's very subjective, both of these albums. But yeah, anyway, if you're new and you like the content that I've been making, please consider subscribing and checking out the other stuff and sharing with people that you think might like the videos that I've been making. Drop a like if you go on to like this video. And thanks to everyone who's already subscribed and for watching and for commenting. It's really, really much appreciated. Now, let's just get straight into this video. So before I actually get into my Ultimate Reloaded album, I thought I'd just briefly talk about these two albums. They're very divisive albums anyway. Some of the fan base like them, some of them don't. Personally, I think they're both pretty cool. I prefer Load to Reload, only just a little bit. But yeah, both of these albums come about sort of 95, 96, when they were just jamming lots of stuff out at home. And yeah, this album come out in 96. This one a year later, 97. And yeah, they just wrote so much material, and they thought it's all pretty good, so let's just release all of it. Yeah, maybe they probably shouldn't have done that, but yeah, there's some really good stuff on this album. Starts off with Ain't My Bitch, and that's a great song. Then 2x4, really cool song. House That Jack Built, really awesome as well. Until It Sleeps, one of the main singles off this. I'm not a massive fan of it, but I know quite a lot of people like it. King Nothing, really good. Hero of the Day, really cool song. Bleeding Me, I really like. Cure, awesome. Poor Twisted Me is alright. Wasting My Hate's pretty cool. Mama Said, I'm not a massive fan of that song, don't like that song. Thorn Within is really cool, I do like that one. Ronnie, and then it ends with The Outlaw Torn, which is a pretty cool end to the album. And then a year later, because they still had tons of stuff left, they released this album in 97. There's some pretty cool stuff on here. They changed their sound slightly, because Load sounds a little bit more sort of 70s classic rock. This album, they changed it up a little bit, and to make it sound a little bit more sort of, well, more dated to that period, sort of late 90s, alternative sounding a little bit. But nonetheless, there's still some good stuff on this album. Fuel, really awesome. The Memory Remains is really cool. Devil's Dance is probably one of the best songs on the album. The Unforgiven 2, I like. Better Than You is pretty cool. Slither, I really like. Carpe Diem Babies, alright. Bad Seed, I'm not really bothered about that one. Where the Wild Things Are, I think is a really cool song. Prince Charming is really, really awesome. Low Man's Lyric, I'm not really that bothered about that one. Attitude and Fixer end the album. Again, not really that bothered about them. Two songs at the end. But yeah, now let's just get straight into my Reloaded. So to create my Reloaded album, I had 37 songs to choose from, and I thought about narrowing it down to about sort of 14. In the end, I went with 14, just like on Load, because I was thinking like anything more than that is just going to be way too much, and it's going to make the album way too long, and less might not be enough. So I thought 14 was a nice happy medium. So then there's 13 songs going to get cut. Yeah, the tone and the sound would be like Load, as I prefer that sound. I think it would make the Reload song sound a bit better, but that's just my personal opinion because I prefer that sound. So the songs that I've gone with 8 from Load and 6 from Reload. It was really tough between a couple of tracks because there was a couple of tracks that I wanted to put in there, but then in the end they had to get cut. So my side 1 consists of the first 4 songs from Reload, Fuel, then The Memory Remains, then Devil's Dance, and then The Unforgiven 2, because you've got some of the singles there. I think some of the singles from Reload are better than Load, so that's why I've gone with them to start the album, pretty strong. Then I've gone with King Nothing and then Cure from Load, and then to end the first side would be Bleeding Me, cool, slow sort of song. But I think the song should be cut a little bit, to be honest with you. It's a little bit too long. So if they cut it, then it would have been even better. But yeah, that's my first side. So 4 from Reload and 3 from Load. And then my side 2 begins with 8 My Bitch and 2x4, which are from Load, the 2 opening tracks. Because I think they're just really, really awesome songs. And I think a little underrated. They're just really cool rocking songs. That's what I wanted to put on this album. Then I put Slither, number 3. Track 4, I put The House That Jack Built, sort of a slower ballady kind of thing. And then it gets picked up again with Wasting My Hate from Load, and then Prince Charming, which is a really cool song. Reminds me a little bit of Maiden in a slight strange way. And then the album closes with The Outlaw Torn, absolute epic long song. Love that song. And yeah, I'm just gonna go through so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Load and 2 from Reload on side 2, making the 14 songs. So I'm just going to go through the reason why I went with some of these songs. Like, I wanted the album to be a bit more sort of a high tempo rocking album. I went with them kind of songs and not too many of the slower songs because that's what I like. I like the high tempo, cool, fun songs off this album, of both of these albums. So that's why there's quite a lot of them songs in there. And yeah, there are a few of the slower ones for variation, The Unforgiven 2 as one of the singles, Bleeding Me and The House That Jack Built. Yeah, I prefer the slower ones off Load because they just sound better and have a better vibe to me than the ones from Reload. So yeah, I wanted to make the album fun and cool and exciting, and that's what I tried to do with my ranking, or my Reloaded. And then yeah, the songs that I was really, really torn by putting in there and not putting in there: Hero of the Day, The Thorn Within, Where the Wild Things Are, and Better Than You, because them 4 songs I think are really, really good, but in the end I had to cut them. It was a really tough decision to make, but I went with 14 tracks and stuck with that. So that was my Reloaded album. I'd love to know what you thought of my Reloaded album and what your ultimate Reloaded album would be. Would you agree with mine, or put a couple of ones that I didn't put in there? And what do you think of Load and Reload just in general? Do you like them, or do you don't care? Yeah, so all comments and feedback is much, much appreciated, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep it metal.